This is Frank Islam, Chairman and CEO of FI Investment Group, and your host of Washington Calling, where we interview leading voices from business and politics that impact you, the viewer. Today, our guest is Salma Sabir. She's the Program Manager of the South Asia Voluntary Association of Environmentalists, also known as SAVAE, a community-based organization in Kashmir that focuses on improving the lives of the people in the region. And its motto is taking care of neighbors so that they can ensure a safer, better, and stronger community. Thank you, Salma, for coming to our show, and welcome to our show.
Thank you. Thank you. My pleasure for inviting me to your show and giving me a chance to interact with you. I'm highly thankful to all you and all team members.
Please tell us about your organization and also what made you to start this organization. And tell us a little bit about you. This is a community-based organization. So how do you sustain yourself? And tell us a little bit about this 3-year-old girl. Her name is Filza Fahim. What a wonderful girl she is. And her parents should be proud of, as they have raised her in a manner that plays an important role in terms of environment.
Yes. Yes, Frank Islam, I'll tell you about South Asian Voluntary Association of Environmentalists is a developmental organization working for environment and people of South Asia. We at SAVAE envision a border-free South Asia where all regions embrace a commitment to protect, share, and sustain natural resources. Also, we at SAVAE are looking at cooperation in sharing and management of natural resources. Our primarily focus are on issues like water, food, and energy security, while working with the communities to cope with the challenges posed by climate change. So in this direction, we are making small steps with the limited resources we have at our disposal. Involving young and children in our efforts of environmental conservation is at the core of everything we do. Promoting kids like Filza Fahim, as you mentioned, she's a wonderful child, is one such initiative that we have undertaken recently. She's an amazing kid, I must say, with an inherent drive for the environment. And her parents have been doing a wonderful job by making her to plant a tree in a month, that too across varied geographies. So far, she has planted tens of trees and of varied varieties like apple trees, apricot trees, pear trees, of various varieties. So we are trying our best to support her with the saplings and recognize this humble act by awarding her on World Environment Day this year. Let me tell you, she has a potential to our Greta Thunberg. All she needs is encouragement and support so that she can do more and be role model for others to follow.
That's very well said. As I understand, one of the guiding principles of your organization is, and I quote, taking care of our neighbors makes for a stronger, safer, and better community. So tell us a little bit about what step have you taken to put this principle in practice and to lend a helping hand. And also, what do you do in terms of community to bring people together?
Yes, it's a very good question, Frank Islam. As you're aware of the fact that we're already in a phase wherein the results of our actions are all in the name of development, are constantly haunting us in different forms of environmental disasters. While the consensus is broadening as to how we should respond to the challenges which have emerged because of our own misdeeds, the rearguard action is not as intense as the frequency and scale of environmental degradation and environmental disaster warrants. So like many dedicated groups and environmental volunteers around the world, the SAVAE team also seeks to contribute in this direction while working for environmental protection in South Asia. This also means bridging the divides across different regions of South Asia so that coordinated work is done for the conservation of environment and ecology across all the regions. Actions speak louder than words. So we at SAVAE believe in working together and see whole South Asia as one ecological unit. When nature knows no boundaries, how can these artificial boundaries by human divide environment? Any act, maybe it's small, it does have an impact on all neighbors. A conservation act is any part of the South Asia will have a good impact on whole of the region. So that is how we believe in taking care of our neighbors makes for a stronger community.
Very well said. Another motto of your organization is when we all do a little, we can do so much. What made you think of such a wonderful virtues and shed a bright light on this thoughtful motto? What does it do for you?
Right. South Asia is one of the most populous regions with over 1 billion people living in India alone, having a huge diversity of languages, religions, and outlooks across the subcontinent. The South Asian countries share many similar environmental problems stemming from poverty and its consequences on the natural resources. According to the World Bank, during the past decade, South Asia has been the second fastest economically growing region in the world, and their efforts at increased production have put increasing pressure on natural resources and the environment. Significant natural resources concerns of the region include depletion of water quality and quantity, dwindling forests and coastal resources, and soil degradation resulting from nutrient depletion and salinization. With little resources and funding from private individuals, we could undertake little steps, one small step at a time. These little humble steps took us long time, but we are not in a hurry. All that matters to us is making difference in lives of people and making environment better with a vision to see whole South Asian communities working together, coming together for the betterment of ecological conservation and preservation of natural habitat.
So I understand what you're saying. All of us are in this together. And if we are together, we can help shape a better future for South Asia and for the world, correct?
It's not a one-man show, all of us
we
have
are
to come
in this together. Right?
Yes, together we can do wonders.
We all know Kashmir is known for its breathtaking natural beauty. One Mughal emperor, I think it was Jahangir, who said, I did a little bit of research on it, it's a paradise on earth.
Yes, true.
Please tell our global viewers about the splendid beauty of Kashmir, including its glaciers, fresh water. But unfortunately, now it has descended into deadly war, fighting, killing, and human rights abuses.
Yes.
Do you think the Indian government can make Kashmir more stable and secure? And do you believe that the Kashmir conflict has taken a toll on the Indian economy and Kashmir's economy? And do you have any thoughts on the road ahead for Kashmir?
Yes. Yeah, you rightly said that Iqbal has said this, Kashmir is a paradise on earth. And truly it is paradise on earth. And I request all to visit once Kashmir. Once you should visit Kashmir. So I will tell you the state of Jammu and Kashmir, especially the valley of Kashmir, is characterized with beautiful lakes. The ecosystems of these lakes is degrading fast. The Dal Lake, which is the heart of Srinagar, is situated in the main city, well known for its geographical setting and splendid beauty. Is it in pathetic condition? Its crystal clear water has become highly polluted, giving an obnoxious odor. In the mid-90s, with tourism becoming a key industry for Jammu and Kashmir, the pressure on the lake multiplied. There were less than 100 houseboats on the Dal and Nagin lakes earlier, but they have grown to a staggering 1,400 by 1981. The 1981 census reported that hamlets around the lake had a population of about 24,000 and an increase over person since 1973. It's all because of this tourism. The heavy deforestation in the catchment, which discharge their water in the Dal Lake, have accentuated the process of siltation. The encroachment of the Dal has been by the cutting down of these forests, and encroachment by these houseboats are added to the pathetic to the Dal Lake. According to one estimate, the Dal Lake bears an annual sit load of about 80,000 tons. The land thus formed has been reclaimed for farming and pastoral activity. Tourism development has thus damaged the lake's ecosystem, making them less useful for the people. We are trying to raise awareness among the masses on the protection and conservation of these natural heritage. We are trying to drive many awareness camps here in Kashmir and trying to protect and conserve the natural heritage.
Do you see a brighter horizon, Salma, as you endure these situations in terms of bringing the people together? There's a road ahead in terms of what's going to happen in Kashmir. And I just understand that Modi said something about a couple of days ago in terms of having its own state government. And obviously the India and its abuses of their power have destroyed the social, economic, and political fabric of Kashmir Valley.
Yes, I believe that let's not discuss politics here because politics is huge history. And so
okay, we will not
politics is much better. So I request you to only please focus on this environmental thing only.
Good question. As you know, I'm a politician myself in the United States. That's what I.
Let me tell you that the SAVAE, the South Asian Voluntary Association of Environmentalists, is a joint initiative of individuals.
Okay.
Concerned over the continued environmental degradation. As you said that, do you see future in this and can this be helpful to us? I may tell you, with environmental issues posing serious challenges to the world, there is hardly any place on the face of Earth immune to the threat. Amid this precarious situation, a group of individuals has come together to take an initiative aimed not just at creating widespread awareness among the South Asian regions on environmental issues, but also taking the issue with governments and policy makers concerned for practical measures. I will tell you this, not going beyond like this. And SAVAE, I will tell you something about SAVAE. SAVAE was established in 2007 and plans to expand its chapters in Bangladesh, Bhutan, Maldives, Nepal, Pakistan, and Sri Lanka. SAVAE focuses on ecological cooperation to undertake and reinforce regional cooperation for the conservation of water resources and environment, pollution-free region, and preparedness to deal with natural disasters. And SAVAE will be working for the promotion of sharing of basic resources among nations in the sub-region so as to reduce production and trading costs. Recognizing the need for the cooperation in sharing and management of natural resources, the South Asia will be working on issues like water, food, energy, security, and more importantly on climate change.
So let me talk about the impact of climate change in Kashmir. As I understand, the temperature of Kashmir Valley is likely to increase in the decades to come. The changing environment is expected to cause more heat stress, poor air quality, and can compound many health threats to the human. So climate change in Kashmir will have impact on economy, not only in Kashmir, not only in India or other countries, but the world. Can you shed some bright lights? And you talked about that a little bit.
Yes. I will tell you that it predicted a further 2 degree Celsius rise of temperature. Kashmir's temperature between 1879, if you look back at 1879 and 1979, had registered an increase of only 0.7 degrees Celsius. So similarly, the temperature on the same day at Gulmarg and Pahalgam, the valley's famous tourist resorts here in Kashmir, all know that, and one of the coldest places they are, the Gulmarg and Pahalgam, touched 8.8 degrees Celsius and 11.9 degrees Celsius respectively. This was when the average temperature for the last two places in the month was 0.4 degrees Celsius and 4.2 degrees Celsius respectively. So glaciers in the region also shrunk at a significant rate. According to a recent study published in the journal Scientific Reports, the study was carried over the Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh region. As many as about 12,000 glaciers were studied for thickness and mass change. Climate change poses a serious threat to the species diversity, habitats, forests, wildlife, fisheries, and the water resources in the region. Many wetlands in J&K that supports 20% of the known range of biodiversity in the region are adversely affected. The climate changes resulting in changing weather movements are relatively unpredictable, but could be important in the context of the incidence of different diseases like influenza. So Deficit in food production is growing recent times in Jammu and Kashmir. With the reduction in rainfall, the rain-fed agriculture will suffer the most. Yes. Horticulture crops like apple are also showing decline in production, and a real coverage, particularly due to all this due to this decline in snowfall. Flash floods due to glacier lake outburst floods may lead to large-scale landslides and affect food security, enhance nutritional health. And also, according to some studies, the ecological fragile Jammu and Kashmir is most vulnerable to climate change among states in the Indian Himalayan region. Given this scenario, is it high time for all of us to come together and protect our natural ecosystem for the future generations? And cooperation is the only way we can do so.
Well, but the people have to take these steps in order to protect the environment. Otherwise, you will not have the fresh water in Kashmir. And as a result of the glaciers and the rise of temperature will create problems, not just for Kashmir Valley, but India and its neighboring countries as well. So I want to change the gears and talk about the impact and effect of COVID-19 in Kashmir, and what you're doing to make sure people get vaccinated, and what do you do to motivate people when they're hesitant to get vaccinated? As I understand, COVID-19 lockdown in Kashmir had a strong impact on phone lines, internet connections, and the political turmoil has caused many gender-based violence, as well as the mental health condition. Tell us about it.
Yes, the COVID-19 has badly affected the economy of the region, thereby hitting the livelihood of the people, especially in rural areas, badly affecting their livelihood. The initial communication blockade, as you said, the communication blockade had its impact as well. Doctors were unable to download the guidelines of the COVID-19, what were the guidelines given. Families couldn't connect also. People were unable to do online shopping, as all was blocked. There was complete communication blockade because of COVID-19. And in Jammu and Kashmir, we had total cases of around, I guess, 313, about that 476, with roughly less than 500 cases daily on daily basis. And people recovered so far, we are almost 302,655. This is the figure. And active cases at 6537, and the region had witnessed many deaths, around above 4,000. I don't remember actually the date. 4,200 deaths the region has active.
So, but the medicine, which is the vaccination, is this readily available? And how do you motivate people to get, because they're hesitant to get vaccination?
No, actually, yes, vaccination is available. Around 66% of the total population has been vaccinated above the age of 45 years. So
are you vaccinated, Salma?
Yes, I am vaccinated. I was diagnosed with COVID positive some 2 months back. My whole family got COVID positive.
Oh, so you recovered from that disease?
Yes,
deadly
yes.
disease.
Deadly disease, very deadly disease. So alhamdulillah, we got recovered from COVID-19. Then we took vaccine also.
So you
I'm sure I'm hope for the same, that you have also vaccinated.
Oh yes, yeah. I have been vaccinated 6 months ago.
Okay, that's really great. That's really great.
Well, is there anything you want to talk about before we close our conversation, Salma?
No, I may say that it was nice talking to you, Frank Islam, and thank you for giving me an opportunity to be on South Asia Monitor. I would also like to thank President Tarun Basu, Director Uday, Sushil Gupta, and other team members, Khurram at South Asia Monitor.
Okay, thank you very much, and thank you for watching. This is Frank Islam wishing you a great week.